And instead of sitting there and throwing back and trying to, get it back, a lot of young fighters make that mistake. They get caught with a shot and they immediately want to fire.
Promote yourself. Put yourself out there so people believe in you.
Nobody looks like me. Nobody works like me. Nobody fights like me. We're here to work. We're here to put in the very best that we can where we can entertain the people out there.
Syko Stu.
What, you don't know me?
Hell no. Yeah.
Hey, I think that's a little...
Against this kid. Yeah, you cannot let him get into his own game, because if you do that, Mauricio will be all over.
What's up, y'all? Want to talk about something I've been seeing on the headlines. All right. Now, this is one thing that I've been talking to people about for a long time in terms of the dangers of social media. The dangers of social media is this. You have people that's constantly coming out with their phones, and if you want people to see you and you have attention starvation, as our late great Neely Fuller quoted, black folks want attention starvation, you're definitely going to get it, and you're not going to get it in a constructive manner if you're not smart about it. I just watched this clip. I watched it a few times. Y'all know my outtake on something that doesn't make sense. I think it's a waste of time and it's wasting your resources. Got this guy named Raja, I think it's Rampage Jackson, son of Rampage Jackson. And I saw something that really troubled me. But besides the fact that this was the person that had a famous father, it got into a deeper discussion that needs to happen. Now, you can do your best to tell your kids the best thing and how to have them avoid certain situations, and they may not listen. But I could tell that this guy was not taught discipline from his dad. That's why his father is publicly apologizing for his son's behavior. And he's very ashamed of it. Because, see, now that you've done this to your father, you didn't just do it to yourself. You've done this to your father. And now you're messing up the family legacy. You're destroying the family legacy because you couldn't just deal with a situation. And you wanted everybody to know about it. And this is one of the major issues with social media. So what I witnessed was this. I witnessed an unprofessional wrestler use a prop against this guy's head. And this guy didn't beat his ass right then and there. He waited until he got into the ring. I'm going to tell you what's probably going to happen, and I'll do a deep dive on this another time. You got several different companies that's involved in this. Number one, they're probably going to end up suing this guy. I'm hearing that this guy came out of a coma, or, he's, the guy that he beat up real bad. So that's one lawsuit. Then there's two other companies involved. The WWE said they're going to sever their ties with this company. I looked into this company, and I'm going to post a couple screenshots of it. I looked into this company and I saw they charge anywhere between $7,000 to $10,000 tuition for teaching you how to be a wrestler. And you could, not only can you be a wrestler, but you could be a referee as well. So I also saw clips of his dad, because especially with black folks, they're going to judge us by our children. Your children are the end result. Your children are going to be the final report card on you. People are going to look at you and they're going to look at your kids. And see, what this dude did, he wasn't thinking critically. Oh, I don't want nobody to play with me. I don't want nobody to play with me. He got kicked in the head by some Mexican dude. I'm hearing reports about this too. I don't know if that's true. He got kicked in the head by some Mexican dude. And then later on, he decides that he wants to jump on the fat white guy. Now, here's another piece that we may have to look at as well. They're going to say, because see, I didn't know, I thought he was a wrestler initially, but I did a little research. He's an MMA fighter. So, as an MMA fighter, don't you have to register your hands as lethal weapons? This is really going to go bad. This is not going to go good at all, because you have to register, if you're an MMA fighter, I believe you have to register your hands as lethal weapons. And they're going to look at you and say, well, you knew you could hurt this guy because your dad was an MMA fighter. Rampage Jackson was an MMA fighter. So this says a lot about his dad teaching his son about discipline, because see, to my understanding, MMA stands for mixed martial arts, right? What is the key thing you learn, number one, when you start working with martial arts? I've heard people in martial arts tell me this, that martial arts has nothing to do with fighting whatsoever. I've heard that several times, that it's all about your mind. Outsmart your opponent, self-defense. I've heard this. I've heard that it's all psychological, and it's all about discipline. I've heard stories where they say, if you go and you say, well, I want to learn how to fight so I can beat people up, the people in the dojo and the instructor will not teach you. They will not allow you to be in their class because that's a shame of honor. You are dishonoring my service, you're dishonoring my dojo, and you're dishonoring my school. That's what I've been told. When you go and learn martial arts, it's like if I go for a conceal and carry permit, and the first thing I do is I go to the dealer and say, hey, I want a weapon so I can go out and I can knock a bunch of people down. They are not going to sell you that weapon. They're not going to sell you that weapon. But see, he knew that people were going to be watching this. And see, when he slammed the guy down in the ring, he picked him up and he slammed him down and he started hitting him. When he goes in front of court, because now I want y'all to think about this from another level too. I went and found out where it happened at. They said something about the LAPD, or they said something about LA. LA County. So when you get arrested, you going to LA County. You're going to be running into a whole bunch of Crip Macs and 4 extras up in there. They are not going to put you in PC since you're so tough. They're going to put you in there with the Warriors. And if you get sentenced for this, you are likely going to go to a place called High Desert. You're not going to go to a level 1 or a level 2 because the nature of your crime is a violent crime. Therefore, you're going to be in there with a bunch of MMA fighters. And you don't need to be asking for PC because you were a tough guy. Now that white guy that hit him with that can, had that been me, if somebody would have hit me with a can, that's an assault. So I'm going to return fire. But he didn't do that right then and there. He wanted to put on a show, and now he done slammed the guy down and he done beat him up. So see, this is something that, and now I don't even want to say it's just young people, because this dude he wasn't 17, he wasn't 16. So I don't even want to really put it on the young folks and say, well, hey, folks that's young, y'all don't really need to be doing all this cap just because you want to be in front of social media and you have an attention starvation. This is attention starvation. So, I'm looking at several different aspects. I'm looking at the fact that his dad did not provide him with the correct discipline at some point in time. So now the world got to deal with it. All of these wrestling federations are going to be dealing with lawsuits. And he's probably going to have to pay money out his own pocket to pay for his son's lawyers. Because he's going to need a lawyer if he doesn't just flat out plead guilty. It's probably going to be criminal charges. It's not a good look. And see, now people are already saying, now I'm going to ask y'all, is there a racial element to this? Are they going to say, well, this is the big black guy that's been beating up on the white dude. He's beating up on Whitey. Do you think that's probably going to be the narrative in a little bit? Because they're going to say, well, that's Rampage Jackson. Oh, this big burly black guy taught his son how to beat up whites. Is that going to be the narrative? Y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think. Do you think that's going to be the narrative? Is it worth trying to get clout for social media because you know people are going to be recording this? You want people to see you so bad and to see you in action. Was it worth it? That's the question. Was it worth it?